for TV Puerto Rico. We started it last week, but there was a process that takes a lot of time and has a lot of detail, and that's why we create a second meeting for it. This part is called synchronization, just to give a preview for the people that were not on the first call. A quick summary, we talked about the end-to-end related to TV stations only. We talked about the configurations either in Telepath and the information that comes from the log of some stations that we process using logs that come out from outsourced vendors. We also went through the methodology and procedure used in Puerto Rico for all the stations. And we talked about the calendar. It's very simple, it's daily, and for some stations that we call pay TV, most of them are inserted in the log that I referred to previously. We deliver on a monthly basis, and other information that I found was important to include in this end-to-end. So today we're just going to talk about synchronization. If there is anyone in this meeting that wasn't on the first meeting and want to go into one of the previous steps that I summarized, just let me know, and we can schedule a meeting just for that. Okay, so here is the checklist, including step-by-step what we do when we synchronize. It's very manually oriented. I believe it's the first attempt from the Ariana team and A3 team into creating something that will synchronize both database. I think it became better with the insertion of the new versions, MediaPad and A4. I don't know how it works now. I really would like to look at it to see how it changed prior to what we have. We were the first country using this methodology of synchronizing databases between AIS applications. So here what we do, I include the hours. These hours can vary, depends on what we are before delivering. These are not the real delivery hours. It's just for us to have an idea of when we have to do what. This part, we went through it during our first meeting, is the part where we synchronize to Ariana directly from Telepath. That is automatically done. So we're going through this part where it says Telepath master table export. What we do is that we run a BAD. We have to edit a file with the date and time, and then we have to go step by step through all of these items that are here. So what we first do is we select the date that we're going to deliver or export in this specific file. Then we move that file into the server, from the Telepath server into A3 server. Then we run the export program master.bat. That's an application created for us. Then we run the export commercial master bat. This file, while running, it's the one that brings the ads, the new ads, the ads that will look similar with a similar product name, the ads that it believe or identify as they will already insert in A3 database. And here in the clean data is the colors that will appear on that process for us to check. So what does this process do? When we are running this BAT, it will include all the description, copy lines, creatives, I don't know how you call it in different countries. It will run all of them and insert them into A3 database. The ones that are already there, well, it just recognize it by itself. So what is it going to do? It is going to send an alert to us, copy line by copy line, The green ones will identify as new copy lines in an existing brand. The red ones are supposed to be brands that already exist in A3, and it appears a message for us to identify if the brand group change it because it recognizes a mismatch between the file that is going into A3 versus what A3 already have. Product category, agency, advertiser, etc. And yellow is just to be careful with this one, because sometimes it's new brands or new products, but sometimes A3 already have one similar or have the brand already inserted. So what we have to do is go into the one that is in A3, and if the rest of the information is accurate, we just select the one that appears in A3. If we do not do that, then we will be duplicating A3. After we run this part, we again select manually the file that reported after running that bad, and we move it into the Telepath server again. We run some sort of sync back file into Telepath just to make sure that the information that appear in A3 will be the same that we have in Telepath for TV purposes. After we run this part in Telepath, we then export the file that will be uploaded into A3 as final. So we again run an export in Telepath server, select the file or files, because it is going to create a file per station manually and copy them again into A3 server. By doing this, we then have to go to select the import monthly BAT and insert those files of the stations in A3. And after that, we just check in A3 that the information appear to be at least with the amount of ads that is expected per the files that we are entering. And then we export into Dynamics after everything else is ready. At the same time, we export from Telepath to Ariana the TV station, the information from the TV stations after we run this, what we call the sync back report into Telepath. This part is when we run to convert into Ariana, as I was explaining now, and also here we just run the BAT for Ed Dynamics. That is the process that once we push the information, it's taking almost 3 hours to do it. I know that talking about each step, it will be a little bit confusing. I don't know if you will want me to show to you more or less what we do between windows. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, Johan.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's as the procedure is clear.
Okay.
But I understand that you have a lot of validation in this process in order to detect some errors or issues in the process. But what happened with maybe this validation? Always this validation detect all the errors, or
No.
in some case, okay.
Yeah.
What is the procedure when you detected one error in production?
We only detect mismatching. It's just synchronizing. So what it detects is mismatching between information that appear in A3 and the ones that came from the files. That's all it does. Errors regarding the system, errors regarding something it's not done accurate on the system, the file is incorrect, has some sort of bug. Those information, most of the time, we don't know because we don't receive any alerts or errors out of them. That's why sometimes we have our severities with at least with the lots of pay TV. And that's our main issue with A3 right now. If something happened, it's just run, it get inserted the information into the system, but it never appeared to us any error message. At least an error message for us to identify what it is. The common errors that will appear is only when the file, the report, or the information that we're trying to upload into A3 does not go through, and then it's just said error 0.01, and we don't know what it is. And we just have to contact the A3 team to ask them what happened, and I haven't received yet in the 4 years we have running AIS here in Puerto Rico, a final notification of what was exactly the root cause for each one of the errors.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's a good point.
For sync pay TV procedure, it's the same in terms of what we do to synchronize the information, except we don't have to deliver into Ariana. So once we run the procedure, we run the import master, and then we sync back into Telepad, and then again we run the import monthly. The file will be different for each one of the medias. The file that we run for what we call local station will not be the same that we use for pay TV, since the events that we generate for each other are not the same. For stations that we called or are identified as pay TV are more generic information that the one we have for local stations. So the only thing that we do here is running this file once a month. It will do exactly the same thing that it does for local stations, and then we just upload that information into Ariana. We don't have to deliver anything into, to AdDynamics. We don't have to deliver anything to Ariana. Any questions?
Yes, I have some questions and comments. You have, please, in your documentation, include the layout regarding to the TEL file, because at the end, the challenge is to produce into the MediaPad or into the A4 the same layout that you use in the conversion from the TEL file to the Ariana file.
It's here. It is included here. I show it on our previous meeting.
Okay.
The information for the Telepad configuration.
Okay. And one question. What is the advantage in order to use the AdDynamics instead the Ariana when you require a specific report? What is the difference between the Ariana and AdDynamics?
We use Ariana to export information regarding programs because are attached to audience measurement. It provides a better understanding of the average per hour, half hour, etc. And we also deliver the local investment for local TV stations. Why only provide that information? I don't know if it has something to do with investment or what was sold to the clients. I know that we deliver audience measurement of everything in Puerto Rico in terms of TV, but we don't export ad investment from any other stations apart from the local stations with audience.
Yeah.
The information of audience. We only do that for 5 local TV stations. I don't know if it has, will be a good question to do to client services if it had something to do in terms of I don't know, investment or what they sell. And AdDynamics, we only provide the ad investment information without audience measurement.
Yes, because until I understand, Pablo, in Dominicana and Venezuela, we have the Ariana software, and we provide to our clients all the investment, and the clients can check these reports into the Ariana. They don't have the Dynamics, right?
Oh yeah, I'm not sure about the rest of the softwares, the user interfaces, but yeah, they do deliver in Ariana.
Yes, because even we have the old medias into the Ariana.
Yep.
Even internet, radio, newspapers. Okay. Okay, thanks. Another questions. When you perform the conversion from the TEL file to the Ariana files, this converter provide a log file in terms of the maintain the integrity of the database?
I don't think I understood your question.
Yes. In Mexico, we have the same situations, but instead to use the Ariana, we use the Media Smart Station. Our when we apply the conversion, the software to convert the TEL file to the Media Smart Station format, the converter provide to us the log file regarding of the some mistakes that we have in the database. Who is the responsibility, the accountability to maintain the integrity of the database is the converter.
No, because here, like US do it, and like BP, I was trying to include it, the responsibles are the data entry once they're doing the entering the information, and then we provide a cleanup based on the absence of each system. So basically, when we export the information into Ariana, that information was it's already checked for quality in terms of operation side. We do check the information on a monthly basis prior to deliver as final to clients. We run reports directly from Ariana and Dynamics here, just to make sure to select a few random issues, just to make sure that what we previously check on our quality procedure is accurate, but that quality is supposed to be done prior to delivery.
Okay, excellent.
I would just like to add, Benja, that we in fact do have some opportunities here, because when something is not happening appropriately, we don't necessarily have the log or the announcement that something is going wrong until the end of the process. So that's something that Joanna frequently faces, that after exporting, she finds out on the user interface that something went wrong, but there was no warning about that or a log letting us know what went wrong.
Yes, but those are things. It doesn't happen in Telepath because if in Ariana, because if it does happen in Ariana, it will provide us an error message and we will contact Ariana's team for that. It happens, most of it in the Dynamics, but the type of errors that it presents, it has to do with the database per se. It's something to do with either the client's applications not recognizing something, or the file having some sort of bug, and examples like that. Not with something in the database what not accurately inserted or something.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Any other question?
No, from my side.
Okay, so basically this is the procedure. If you want me to go to be more detailed into what we do, I can show it. Here, what you may see is in at least my Windows or my computer. What I have to do is play around with these two servers, Telepath server and A3 server, and then start using the different files, where is what, to start working around the synchronization process. In scripts, we have, when we do the synchronization, the configuration bed, what we use to run the report that we're going to sync. Here's what I was telling you about, different files. One is for local, 1.2 is for radio, and 1.2.3 is for pay TV. The sync commercial master is when we sync back information into Telepath. And here on the output file, we will see the different files when we export into Ariana, the RF and details. And here, all that says sync, it's related to when we synchronize into A3. So what we do is going into sync out and select the files that we're going to move to the server of A3. This is the server that is related to everything that has to do with A3. We go to system, ref, we include the files in ref, and then we go here to select the exact application that we're going to run. This is the one that we use for synchronizing the information of the any particular day or days. And this is the example of the application that we run when importing the information after syncing the files. Here we select programs, then we select add. Here is just making reference to local TV, and then here is making reference to pay TV. You will see a lot of stations here because previously we used to monitor stations in Telepath. Then we wanted to add or include more stations, and that's why we start using the log that comes from the outsource. They're starting to give me so much headaches, and so now we only import 5 stations. So what we do is we unselect all these stations and just select the ones that we import, that are these last five here. So I think that it's everything for the synchronization part of the process for TV. You have these, I sent to you these end-to-end divided per each of these steps that I found interesting to divide the information into. If you have any questions, please contact me and just let me know when it's going to be our next end-to-end that I believe is going to be related to radio.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
No for me, Johan. Thank you.
Now, Victor, please, once you're back, please share with us the schedule for showing Joanna the MediaPath and the A4 utilities.
Yes, of course. Johan, are you able to attend this meeting? I don't know, next Thursday on next Friday? Or if you want, we can schedule this session
Yes,
for the next week.
yes, I'm available.
Okay,
Okay.
I will send you the invite.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Could you also include Hector de Jesus? I believe he was having some questions regarding with the UTP that we are changing here for the grabbers.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you. And just let me know when it's going to be the next end-to-end, when everybody can meet again for the next end-to-end. I think it's related to radio, correct?
Yeah, I would say that'll be the next one.
Okay. When should we schedule it? This one for this week, next week?
I would say next week, just to let Vic do by the end of this week his presentation to you and Hector, and then early next week maybe we can go, if that's okay with you, early next week, let's say Tuesday, go with the radio entrance.
Yes, no problem.
Great.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for attending this call. And again, if you have any questions after reviewing the file that I sent prior to our first meeting, just let me know anytime you want.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very
Gracias,
much.
Johan.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.